Welcome back to Talking Shop with Property Bank. And today we're diving into this topic, fearless investment, as we have our very first, transiting into non-residential property investment. And we see people coming to us and they are just saying that, it's so fearful because it's their first time looking into non-residential property investment.
That's right, Edith. Whether you are a Singaporean investor with multiple residential properties or a foreigner investor facing high ABSD, which is additional buyer stamp duty.
And I think Sharon, myself, we have helped countless people. The very first point is really overcoming the fears. And let's dive in.
Let's start by addressing the common fears that investors in these two groups face. They often worry about the market trends, rental yields, resale value, and overall unfamiliarity with non-residential properties.
Yeah, indeed, during one of the face-to-face meeting, we have, this gentleman who came forward and he seems to have attended countless numbers of investment talks. And he's asking questions like, hey, the ROI versus my interest, it doesn't really make sense. Or what is each sector performing? Should I go into office or should I go into retail investment, or is industrial the best? So he has so many questions and I almost can see the bubble on top of his head.
Yeah.
So I think fear not, because first of all, let's also think about, where do your money sit? If you think of, investing in your residential property, that's first of all for your own stay. And of course, for some of you guys out there, you invest in another residential property as well. And beyond that, how many children's name do you have to invest in more residential property? And definitely non-residential properties is a good start for most of you out there who firmly believe in the leverage of properties in helping them to grow their wealth over time. Definitely not speculative.
Yeah. So right now we have actually need to do a step-by-step guide to help them, like whether you can educate yourself, whether you want to dive into the residential or non-residential properties, and also exploring the financial option, like bank loans, and also any others leveraging existing assets that will hinder your loan.
Yeah. And of course, remember the guy that we're mentioning about conducting the due diligence. Don't let fear overwhelm you, because it's not about, today this interest rate is very high and therefore I stop about property investment. And you know that, the interest regime is here to stay. But what is advantageous is that where on earth are you going to use leverage? Because for properties, we are part. Because you only spend like 20%, 25%, because for non-residential properties, in fact, most banks, even if you are investors, they are willing to loan you up to 80%. And also, recently, we have an accountant who finally looked into non-residential property as a form of investment as well. And she's already in her 50s. And she can borrow up to like 20, 25 years. So that is something that you don't get in your residential property investment. So seeking the right expert advice and also, making sure the due diligence is done with us hand-holding.
Yes, also you can also consider starting a small non-residential or maybe divesting your portfolio. This can also reduce risks.
Yes, indeed. So now we jump in to share about success stories, like just you have mentioned where we help Investor S, right?
Yeah.
So Investor S is just a very common SME guy who bought his very first non-residential property for his own use, to use his operation in an industrial building.
He buy another unit which is same building at where he is right now, and he's renting out and collecting rentals. At the same time, he's also, after holding for a year, the on paper gain is already $50 per square foot gain just for 1 year if he's looking into selling again.
Yeah, and it's about 1,200 square feet thereabout. And this one, if he doesn't sell right now, he can continue to hold because he's receiving rental income. And on top, while waiting for the appreciation, which is just little by little, it's not like, sudden spurt. We are not encouraging you guys to like, okay, today I invest, tomorrow I make the, money. And in fact, for industrial property, there's also something to note. There is definitely the capital gains tax over the first 3 years of your investment.
That's right. And the good thing is that for this unit, it has a long tenure. It has a balance about 40 over years. So it's a very good investment unit to look at.
And to start off, it's on paper right now, it's about 600 over 1,000. So if you calculate your math, it's just about $120,000 worth of real money that you have to put aside, and of course to be qualified by the banks, and which we can arrange bankers to access the bank loan itself. So, where can you actually put the $120,000? Do you want to put in crypto? Do you want to put in another residential property or stock market? And for the, non-residential property, it's definitely very sound for people who are just too busy on their business as well.
Yes, right.
Another case that we've gone to now is Investor J.
Yes. It's a small office.
Yeah. At Paya Lebar Square.
That's right.
And she's a professional, so she's in professional services. And I think taking risks is something that is very, very fearful for her.
So she started buying the properties during the launch of this building. And at that time, she's paying about maybe 500,000.
It's about 1,700
square feet per square foot. Yeah. So right now in this market, she can sell at 2,003 per square foot.
Yeah. So that's a total gain of about 500 per square foot. But she's holding already more than 12 years about,
and she's collecting rental income
every month, and that's almost about 5,800 per month. So it's actually additional income on top of her professional work. Yeah, she's drawing her salary.
That's right.
Yeah. So looking at which, right, well, that $500 per square foot, if you time it over 12 years, and just like the gentleman that we have spoken to during the seminar itself, he will start calculating that, wow, on annual basis, how much is it worth? But don't forget, earlier on when Investor J puts the money aside, it's probably about $200,000-$300,000, which is the down payment. And then bit by bit, she pays the monthly installment. And today, if she has already cleared almost like 12 years of the monthly installment, she will actually start to realize that the rental itself is very stable. Yeah,
that's right.
So fear not. Yeah.
不要怕.
Yeah. Next one is a bigger ticket item. So we actually helped someone only last year who bought a shop house in District 8.
It's a freehold shop house.
Yes, freehold shop house. And what happened is she bought the corner unit. And when she bought the corner unit, it was less than $4,000 per square foot. And she bought it like last year in July. And now the other intermediate units got sold beginning of the year in Q1. And that's already about transacted at $7,000 per square foot. She is so pleasantly surprised. But do you remember when she started coming to us, she was saying that, non-residential property. I've never invested in non-residential property. I know that I like shop house, but how to go about shop house is very messy, because it is not in the best condition. Do I have to be worried about the leakage in the rooftop? Do I have to be worried about termites? And now she's a very happy investor.
That's right.
So I think we want to say that there's basically a lot of fears. We started off when we wanted to invest in a non-residential property. Fear will first overwhelm us than anything else. And then the numbers will look so big. Yeah. And then the pockets look so shallow. Yeah. Don't let fear hold you back from investing in non-residential property.
不要怕. Contact us at Property Bank today for a personalized guardian market insights, and support you on your investment journey.
And remember, fear is temporary, but the opportunities in the non-residential properties can be long-lasting. It can actually help your family. It can earn you additional passive income by leveraging on some of the loans that, of course, you have to qualify. And that's how when people come to approach us, and that's where we actually do some hand-holding, including, asking you questions and having that questions answered, where your comfort zones are, because non-residential property investment is not for everyone. Yeah, first of all, you must have some cash aside, and then we will do the assessment with you and also giving you some different properties for you to explore and knowing where is a property that you can feel as good as your next home or the next pot of gold. Join us in this online seminar where we will share about overcoming your fears in investing in non-residential properties. 不要怕. Yes, and the date is 11th of July.
7-Eleven.
Yes, 7-Eleven, where we, instead of holding the groceries or snacks, we hold a bag of properties, and we will welcome you to join us, and this time around at the comfort of your home and where you can watch us. And please click the link in the description below, and we will see you there. And I'm Edie.
I'm Sharon.
Playing on us for properties.